Yep, I'm just gonna keep going, man. Fucking, I just can't shut the fuck up. uh, Without further ado, let's get right into the purpose of this video. Is yesterday I was ranting and raving like a motherfucker, and it's because of that PCR test. I just can't believe it, dude. It's 2025, and so it really upset me. Like yesterday, really, the PCR testing really upset me. The idea of putting that nasal swab up my nose, dude, that nasal swab thing coupled with, COVID being a fucking bioweapon fusing virus type biological material with technology, even microscopic, not even nanotech technology. I'm talking microscopic technology merged with biological virus as a bioweapon. And the shedding phenomena, all the biological components of the mRNA vaccine, coupled with all this, what you can say is a conspiracy theory about artificial intelligence and individually assigned AI avatars for every one of us that are all learning our behavior through the use of all these surveillance programs linked with the CIA and Google and Keyhole, LinkedIn, Pokemon Go, Facebook, on and on and on. This is all surveillance. We've all known all this for a long fucking time. Coupled with 5G, and then even how chemtrails is connected to all this surveillance technology and all this shit, and how it's all interconnected. Like, I have a hard time believing that nasal swab doesn't have some kind of shit on it. And I was really upset yesterday. Very, very upset about this whole PCR test thing. And I'm still fucked up about it. I'm trying to keep. I've had a hard time keeping a cool head about this. And I spent all day yesterday trying to figure out what am I going to do. It's right back to the classroom. Right back to the we don't need no education. Right back to the classroom of here's your stupid assignment that even though you know is stupid and is total bullshit, that's all part of the indoctrination programming to brainwash you. To even though you know this is stupid, you're going to do it because then that's the only way you'll graduate and get your diploma. Unless you want to be a homeless. Do you want to be a homeless loser? Then everybody's going to hate you and call you a lazy, mentally ill, drug-addicted, criminal, vagrant, degenerate who's failed to take personal responsibility for your life through poor life decisions. So you better take your test. Take your test. Or you're going to end up another lazy, mentally ill, drug-addicted, criminal, vagrant, degenerate who's failed to take personal. You won't have a job or a home anymore if you don't take your test. Even though the teacher can't think themselves out of a paper fucking bag. And you know that the test has nothing to do. It's just pure idiocracy. If you don't do it, You're going to end up another lazy, mentally ill, drug-addicted, criminal, vagrant teacher. Like, this is the way society works, dude, and it always has. Since I was a child. And so here we are again, back in the classroom. Back in the classroom. Okay, students, time to take your test. Oh, Johnny's refusing to take his test? Okay, everyone else, look at what happens when someone refuses to take their test. Come on, Johnny, I'm taking you by the ear to the principal's office. Now you're in trouble. Naughty. Everyone else, now that you see what happens when you don't take your test, look at little Johnny. Okay, now everybody else, class, everybody take your test. Everybody else. You think I'm crazy. You think that what I'm saying right now, this is that I'm crazy. Society? Oh, society's not crazy at all. No. So yeah, I'm very upset about this PCR thing. And I spent all day yesterday trying to figure out how to keep a cool head about this. My a subscriber told me about the saliva test, which I'm still very grateful for. And yesterday I spent 2 hours scouring the internet and calling up health clinics to try to find a saliva test. It took 2 hours. 90% of all these medical clinics and hospitals that I called, from Blythe, California, to Quartzsite, Arizona, to Parker, Arizona, to Lake Havasu, Arizona, to Glendale, Arizona, to Phoenix, Arizona, to Tucson, Arizona. That's how willing I am to get a saliva test. I'll drive to fucking Tucson before I'll put one of them cotton swabs up my fucking nose. Because of all the chemical, the elements that are in these things, dude. And yes, I sound crazy that all that stuff is linked to demon possession. Sure, call me crazy. I don't care. It ain't worth the risk. After what I seen happen to my Psycho X, I won't risk having that happen to me. I'll refuse to take the test. I'll be little Johnny who gets taken by the ear to the principal's office, naughty, and everybody else can just go along with all this. I'm not going along with it. I'm just gonna be the naughty boy, naughty little Johnny. Didn't take his test, class. Okay, class, look at what happens when naughty little Johnny doesn't take the test. Look at what happens, class. Do you want that to happen to you? So yeah, like yesterday, very upset about that, and then I found that test, and then YouTube took that video down because I put up a video showing the test. Dude, they've made those saliva tests completely obsolete, even though they came out in 2020 and 2021. Since then, they've made sure to make them very difficult to find a saliva test. The calls to all those medical clinics spanning from Blythe, California, all the way to Tucson and Phoenix, Arizona, none of them have even heard of the saliva test. The only thing that they're aware of is the nasal swab. And this is how informed our health industry is. Our own health industry, spanning from Blythe, California to Tucson and Phoenix, Arizona, has no idea that a saliva test even exists, even though they came out in 2020 and 2021. And it took me 2 hours of calling different medical clinics and hospitals and scouring the internet to finally find a saliva PCR test. And the saliva PCR test costs $130 before tax. And I have to order it online. And it's either that or take the nasal swab. I'm not taking that nasal swab. So like I said, yesterday, I spent all day yesterday trying to keep a cool head about this. And I am fucking pissed. If you look at my videos yesterday, you see I'm like yelling at the audience. This is your fucking society, not my. And I mean, again, I can go back into the history of my homelessness, dude. That's all I've ever known. Homeless is my society. So how is it that this other society is mine? I've been rejected from that society. All these other people, all of you, for lack of a better term, are welcomed in that society. I've never have. I've always been sent to the principal's office by my ear because little Johnny refused to take the test class. Look at what happens when a student refuses to take the test. Come on, little Johnny, let's go to the principal's office. Everyone else, take your PCR test. Or what happened to little Johnny will happen to you. Oh, now look at little Johnny. Now he's homeless. See? This is what happens when you're a naughty, naughty boy. You'd think it's over. I'm 50 years old, and now here I am at 50 years old being led by my ear back to the principal's office because little Johnny won't take his test. Naughty, naughty. Dude, I was so fucking pissed yesterday, and just thinking about it and talking about it right now, it's like unfucking real. And again, it's so difficult to not say, this is your society. All you people who have gone along with this, even though you knew it was stupid, all through school, from the first grade on up through the 8th grade to the freshman in high school, and all of you went along with it while I was the one getting led to the principal's office. While all you just sat there and, okay, I'm going to take my test because I don't want to end up like naughty, naughty little Johnny. Oh, now look at naughty Johnny. He's homeless. See, that's what happens when you don't take your test. And here I am, 50 years old. Here we go again. Here we go again. It is whatever. What else is there to say? So, all day yesterday, I'm trying to cool my head. And what I've decided is I have my own Q-tips here in my trailer. My boss came knocking on the door this morning, and so I kind of mentally prepared myself all day yesterday and last night through venting and all this frustration to cool my head. Realize, okay, if he wants me to do this test, I've got my own Q-tips. I'm okay with taking my own Q-tip, putting it in my nose, and then letting him drop the little drops on it to see if I have COVID or whatever. I don't care. I'll do that. But and so he came to the door this morning, and I said, hey, what's up with that test? And he's like, okay, well, later this afternoon, I'll bring the test over and we'll do it. And I was like, okay. So when he gets here later, I'm just going to have my Q-tip and say, okay, here. And then hope he just is like, okay with it. But I'm really anticipating he's going to be like, no, we really have to use the Q-tip, the nasal swab that's part of the test. And if he says that, which is probably what he's going to say, then I'm going to present the idea of the spit test that I found online that took me 2 hours to find, that costs $130 fucking before tax. And I'm going to say, well, here, dude, I want to do that. And then he's going to ask me, well, why don't you want to do this test? And then it's going to be going in that direction. What am I going to say? I mean, I could say, well, I don't know what's on that Q-tip head. And if he says, well, there is nothing on it, it's just, and then I'm going to say, well, why can't I just use my Q-tip then? If there's no difference between that one and this one, this is a clean Q-tip. This is like straight out of the package, clean. And then if he says, well, there is stuff on the nasal swab that is there's some chemical stuff is how you get an accurate reading of the test. And then it's just going to be confirmation, like, see, what's on those Q-tips? What's on those nasal swabs? That's going like, there's something on them. But don't worry about it, right? Don't worry that there's something on it. You just trust the health industry. You know, that health industry that gets paid $30,000 for every COVID death. They don't want you dead. This isn't Terminator society, no. It's all just, you just go along with it. Come on, little Johnny, go along with it. Come on, little Johnny, assimilate with the classroom and take your test. Little Johnny, you don't want to? Okay, come on, little Johnny, let's go to the principal's office then. You know what really saddens me is the amount of people that put that up their nose, whether they got the jab or not. It's sad to me. I really hope that I'm wrong about demon possession and all. This demon possession phenomena theory that I'm fleshing out that ties to COVID and the PCR test and the jabs and the shedding. I really hope I'm wrong, because of all the people that, even though they knew it was bullshit, they just went ahead and, okay, go ahead. Why? Because they don't want to end up in the principal's office like little Johnny, naughty Johnny. And what saddens me is how much people just go along with all this, like, and then blame, oh, it's always everyone else's fault. It's always Fauci's fault, Bill Gates and the Jays. It's always everyone else's fault. Never take personal accountability for anything. It's just very sad. It's very, very sad in that sense. Yeah. So I'll just end it with a Charles M. Schulz quote. The guy that drew Snoopy and Peanuts and Charlie Brown says, "I love humankind. It's people I can't stand."